What's up, guys? This is Mr. Eldridge, and in today's video, we're going to look at specific progressive policies. These policies of the progressive era that radically changed how American society was seen. Our first progressive policy focuses on the ideas of nature and wildlife. A growing part of the progressive movement was the emphasis on the preservation of wildlife. The movement was broadly split into two separate groups: preservationists and conservationists. Preservationists sought to maintain the purity of nature with little to no human interaction, while conservationists believe that humans should utilize natural resources in an efficient manner that is both beneficial and sustainable. The conservationists focused on the development of land for human benefit. Organizations such as the United States Forest Service sought to expand and maintain the national park system, one of which Theodore Roosevelt was a major proponent of. Additionally, legislation such as the National Reclamation Act of 1902 set aside money for public land sales and water management in arid regions, and the construction of dams and canals. The city of Phoenix, for example, was largely a result of the Roosevelt Dam. Projects were set in motion to provide water to areas such as the growing Los Angeles Basin, as irrigation was constructed to divert water from areas such as the Owens Valley, which led to the draining of what's called the Owens Lake, and utilize water from the Colorado River. Additionally, conservationists and preservationists supported the development of the Boy Scouts in 1910 and the Girl Scouts in 1912 to foster an appreciation of outdoor life. The second progressive policy that we're going to discuss is the idea of women's rights. Progressives advocated for perceivably marginalized groups such as women and minorities. Male and female progressives promoted female suffrage, particularly after seeing the potential of females in the workforce during World War I. Following both world wars, more women had joined the industrial and corporate sector, occupying positions that were largely returned to men at the end of each conflict. Their wartime efforts also set the precedent that women were worthy of equal opportunity. Despite male replacement, women remained a growing demographic in the corporate environment as clerical workers, operators, nurses, and of course teachers. As such, feminism experienced two distinct waves. First wave feminism from the 19th century to the end of World War I, which focused primarily on female suffrage. After World War II, you have second wave feminism focused primarily on equal economic and political opportunities. Notable achievements and accomplishments for each movement were the 19th Amendment for female suffrage and the Equal Pay Act of 1962. The final progressive policy that we're going to talk about today is that of African Americans. During the 20th century, many blacks migrated from the Jim Crow South for job opportunities in northern cities. This great migration, if you will, included jobs such as docks, factories, and construction workers. Progressives were split on their attitudes towards this idea of blacks and segregation. While the majority of progressives tolerated segregation, some, such as Lillian Wald, protested racial injustice. Others, such as Mary White Ovington, started blacks' rights groups such as the NAACP, which sought to combat segregation legally. She also wrote the book Half a Man in 1911. This book argued that segregation took a psychological toll on blacks in America. Those in favor of segregation feared for their wages, said progressives often supported segregated housing, public facilities, as well as limited voting rights and moral oversight. Regardless of white progressives' views, Booker T. Washington, a successful African American entrepreneur, advocated for greater opportunities for blacks in entrepreneurship and business, and encourage blacks to receive education and work hard to better their own lives.